What's up guys, that really gross guy here. We're back and today's video is going to be a little bit informative, tacked on with a little bit of speculation at the end. And this all revolves around the Infested Derelict and the fact that it is going away. So just for you guys as a heads up, if you have not jumped in and done the farming you've needed for the Infested Derelict, now is a good time because you do no longer need the keys to go through and do those missions. So for instance, if you need to do the Lephantis fight still to get your hands on Necros, I believe is still the Warframe that drops from him. If you need to go farm for Necros, or if you want to go and fight the Zealoid Prelate, which is the boss that we had in the second Night Wave, you can go and farm him as well. I believe he dropped like an infested throne weapon, so if you don't have that yet, it's a good time to jump in and get that done because, like I said, you don't require the keys to do so. There are genetic codes for the Kavats on the Derelict. There may still be... Wait, are the genetic codes also on Lua? Could be wrong. Someone could correct me down below, but I believe they're all in the Derelict. And then the Dragon Keys, which have the ability to open those vaulted doors in the Derelict, which contain corrupted mods. I believe they're still corrupted mods, but so if for whatever reason you need to do any of that farming, now is a great time for the next couple days before the update comes out. I want to talk about the potential changes, maybe where these things end up in the future. So what I mean by that is now that the Derelict is going away and the Heart of Deimos is, coming our way, this infested open world, I'm curious, and which would be really cool if they decided to somehow incorporate some of this content into the new infested open world. What I mean by that is it would be really, really awesome if the Lephantis fight was somehow incorporated in the new infested open world, especially if he gets a complete overhaul, as though he's like evolved over time and now he's a much more menacing, significant presence on the plains of Eidolon, or not the plains of Eidolon, the Heart of Deimos. I keep thinking about like the Eidolons and the monsters on or that monster, and then the spiders on Fortuna. Anyways, or Valis, I guess. I think it'd be cool if Lephantis became a much more meaty and aggressive, overhauled boss fight on Heart of Deimos in the future. Maybe it won't come out right away. Maybe he'll just be completely moved somewhere else in the game. Or maybe he'll just end up being one of those extra nodes on the Heart of Deimos in the star chart. It would be unfortunate if that were the case, but that's what I'm expecting, is it's just going to be an extra node maybe attached to the Heart of Deimos. But in the future, just speculating, I think it'd be pretty cool, and I'd hopefully like to see that he gets an overhaul or some sort of maybe he mutates and becomes a huge presence in some aspect of the game. Maybe the Heart of Deimos, maybe not, but I think that would be pretty cool. And then, of course, the Zealoid. Maybe he's also lurking around the open world tile set somewhere, maybe down in the tunnels. You could potentially come across him. I don't know. Or, like I said, he'll probably just end up becoming an extra node on the Heart of Deimos. But when it comes to the Kavats, maybe traveling around, lurking around the Heart of Deimos, maybe that'll be a thing. Maybe they'll just get moved to another planet. That's a possibility. And then the Dragon Keys for those vaults that we find on the Derelict. Maybe we'll end up finding these down in the tunnels of Deimos somewhere. We'll stumble across these and we'll be able to open up those vaults. Again, I don't know if that's going to be the case. It would be kind of frustrating to have to carry one of these keys around the giant open world as we travel, because they hinder us in some way, shape, or form. So to carry one on us at all times we're in Deimos just to hopefully stumble across one of these doors would be kind of a nuisance, we'll say. So I don't know. I'd like to see them incorporate some of this content into the new open world, just for the extra ability to flesh it out and create more content, maybe even explore the lore even further. Like I said, if we get an overhauled Lephantis in the future, there could be all sorts of lore exploration and crazy stuff we could maybe discover about Lephantis, and as he evolves and becomes a bigger threat. I think that'd be really, really awesome. But those are just kind of my thoughts and opinions on kind of the potential for this open world, as well as the Derelict going away, and where these different pieces of content could end up. I want to know your guys' thoughts, so feel free to drop in the comments below, and we'll talk about that. I'm just going to throw out there that some potential stuff I want to do in the future, very near future. I want to kind of have a discussion around the potential for open worlds, the other two open worlds getting some expansions, because I feel like it is kind of necessary. People are nervous that this open world's just gonna be lackluster, and we're not really gonna get too much expansion with this open world, which I hope is not the case. But we have our history of the other two open worlds and how well those were expanded upon. I would like to see, now that we have the three main factions across three different open worlds, is to have some expansions done to all of our open worlds as we progress, rather than them just making another open world and another open world and another thing here or there. I'd like to see maybe the expansion to Plains of Eidolon, where we can maybe travel further and find new Grineer bases, or a Fortuna, the last spider, maybe even go further into Orb Valis, or maybe some events start happening on Orb Valis, or something else, something that isn't just a rinse and repeat game mode or something like that, like the Plague Star event on the Plains of Eidolon. Just running that 100 times to get all the stuff you need. And hopefully that isn't where Lephantis basically just ends up as well, as we don't really get a Lephantis. It's just the Plague Star monster that comes out of the boil on the planet. That would be unfortunate, but it is kind of interesting at the fact that this infested mass is not that far from Earth, so maybe that's where that giant Plague Star mass came from, is Heart of Deimos, or Deimos. But anyways, just some thoughts. The other thing I really would like to talk about in the future is definitely what was not at Tenno Live, and then another thing is all of those Warframes that were not selected as the Warframe community edition, we'll say, because we all know Zaku is coming, and he's the Warframe that was created by the community and their ideas. But I want to talk about the ones that were not selected, because there were some awesome ideas in there, and maybe we'll talk about some potential for some of those in a future episode. So stay tuned for that. But I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Had a little discussion. Good luck farming for anything you might need in the Derelict, or maybe you don't need anything and you taking a little bit of time off waiting for the update. That's fine as well. But let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys again in the next video. Blah.